ultimate battles. Gandalf versus Dumbledore.
The two prime wizards of fantasy face off to determine through deadly combat who is actually ultimate.
Dumbledore!
Hailing from one of the best-selling fiction series of all time, the headmaster of Hogwarts is a beloved character in both books and movies. He became legendary for his kindness, wisdom, and commitment to do the right thing.
Equipment!
For this fight, Dumbledore will be at the height of his magical skill and power, but will receive no outside help from Fawkes, his Phoenix. He does, however, possess the Elder Wand, the most powerful wand in the wizarding world.
Abilities and accomplishments!
Due to J.K. Rowling's catch-all magic system, Dumbledore's very ability is his greatest asset. He is still limited by his strength, but as far as regular magic goes, if he knows a spell, he can cast it. His upper limits are best displayed in the Order of the Phoenix when he duels Voldemort in the Ministry of Magic. The battle showed which techniques he would use to combat another magically skilled opponent and include limited teleportation, water control, animation of statues, shockwave creation of approximately 20 feet, limited fire control, and formation of personal energy shields.
Disadvantages or weaknesses, whatever you want to call them.
Despite being at his sorcerer's maximum at this time period, Dumbledore's physical health was declining. He was an old man with an old body, and only months after his duel with Voldemort, he failed to defend himself against a curse on the Horcrux ring. His reflexes were slow, and his purely physical endurance was quite limited.
Gandalf!
The most well-known wizard from Middle-earth, Gandalf is revered for his sagacity, courage, and sacrifice. Arguably his most famous moment was he stands alone on the bridge of Khazad-dûm before a Titan of Shadow and Flame and proclaims, "You shall not pass!" Equipment! In any form, Gandalf's staff is ever present. He does not require it, but it greatly enhances his magical strength. Similarly constant is his elf-forged sword, Glamdring, which is capable of piercing the rocky height of the Balrog and of channeling magical lightning without suffering harm. He also always wears Nadia, the Ring of Fire.
Abilities and accomplishments.
In his 6,000 plus years in Middle-earth, Gandalf proved himself a formidable opponent. He has incredible skill with both sword and staff, and reflexes fast enough to knock a throwing axe out of the air with his wrist. He is so good at physical combat that often he does not need to use magic. Gandalf's supernatural limits are unclear. He is capable of various types of magic, including telekinesis, advanced fire control and heat immunity, intense blasts of light, psychic resistance sufficient to repel the Eye of Sauron, animal communication, and long-distance telepathy. He also has utilized a powerful blinding shockwave nearly 5 times the size of Dumbledore's. Physically, Gandalf is also very strong, having performed feats of endurance far beyond any athlete. He survived a fall of thousands of feet while battling a flaming giant, and proceeded to chase the Balrog for 3 days non-stop. He pursued him up Durin's Stair to the top of the mountain of Zirak-Sigil, where he then destroyed his enemy and hurled him off a cliff. It was only then when his wounds and exhaustion took effect that he collapsed, but he returned from the dead with even greater power.
Disadvantages.
Although Gandalf's durability is very high, he can be injured.
The winner!
Each of these wizards are awesome, each with great power and legendary stories, but they are far from equal. Dumbledore's magic is strong and varied, but in one of the versions of the original mythology of Middle-earth, Tolkien counted Gandalf's true form as one of the gods. His raw power, insane durability, and combat skill built up over thousands of years, not to mention the fact that if he died once, he could return even more powerful, would prove Dumbledore's downfall.
Created using Powtoon.